Hello, folks. It's Tim Kuda, TK here, CBKRadioland.com. Welcome back to the CBK Radioland podcast. It's something that we do now because we don't have a radio station anymore. We used to have a live streaming radio station. We've talked about it before. We used to be able to play music and do rock and roll history. We did a live rock and roll history last weekend. I guess we could do that again. I would just have to get the website up, but I didn't think about that. Probably should have. But I want to welcome in our buddy, you know him, our pal, the star of the show. His name is the show, CBK Radioland. It's CBK. CBK, how are you today?
Hey, I am pretty good, thanks.
Well, good. How are you? So, you staying? You still staying quarantined and all that, or you been going outside wearing your mask?
I went down to the Target last night to pick up some Atkins drinks and some. What else did I pick up? Some bars and a few other things. You know, it's funny with this COVID thing. I wonder if I look over here. No, let me look over here for a second, because you see that. I don't know if you can see that right here. Maybe you can't see.
Oh wow, you got cut. You got cut, man. Cut me, Mick.
When's the last time you cut your face, Tim Kuda? I want to know that.
Maybe the last time I heard this.
American Hit List.
Hey, this is MG Kelly from the American Hit List, and it's now time to tune into Cannonball Kelly on CBKRadioland.com. See if you can tell the difference. Pushing forward the time machine button now.
There you go. Yeah, that was probably the last time I cut. No, I don't even know the last time I cut my head. It's been a while. I mean, I've cut my head, not my forehead, maybe my head before it hit something, whatever. But what happened? A chainsaw, get away from you or something?
It did. Well, it did. This didn't involve a chainsaw. I was chainsawing today. My aunt where I'm staying, she has luscious forest, and I guess I should explain. I don't know. 2 years ago, a tree came through her house. It broke her. She has a double-story house, and it broke her top-story window and did some damage. She was in the other room at the time when it happened. It was wintertime here, and it was so bad. The tree, damaged the roof so bad she couldn't live there for 5 months. So, lo and behold, they had to get the tree out of the house or whatever, which was fine, I guess. But they left huge 8-foot blocks of trees lying in her gully of a front yard she has.
Right. No, I mean, you told me about that. You said that a tree came the last few podcasts ago. Tree came through, and now but everything's repaired, and you got like an attic above you or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come up here and see what's going on.
Yeah,
Nice
we should go see what's in. We should do a segment. You should take the camera after it's not charging. Walk up into the attic, and it's like we'll call it the segment of what's in CBK's aunt's attic.
Yeah.
High-powered radio, man. That's high-powered radio for you, right there.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, well, that's next time. So you got people. You got to tune back in to CBK Radioland podcast to see what or hear. I guess you can see if you watch the live stream that we're doing now right here on CBK Radioland. 0 viewers probably, but some people watch it on the replay. But you can go up into the attic with CBK, and see what's in his aunt's attic. You could see bats, rats. You could see seagulls. Like flock of seagulls. I ran so far away. You could see them. You could see pigeons. You could see mice, little mice things running around. You know what else you could probably see up there? This is a grand prediction. So I predict that what you would see in CBK's aunt's attic is insulation. It's probably all over the place. I mean, maybe it's not. I don't know how they do it in Seattle. Maybe it's like illegal to have insulation because it's like against the environmentalists. They probably don't want insulation because whatever, or you can get cancer or whatever it might be. So that's what I predict. If I had to make a prediction, you'd probably see some insulation. What do you think, CBK?
Maybe, sure, whatever. It's just funny you say what's in the attic. I think when she first moved into this place back in the 90s or something, she said she looked in, I think it was the garage part of her storage area. She found a bag of bones, TK, a bag of bones.
A bag
True story.
of bones. See what I'm telling you? You don't know what. I'd be careful. If you go in that attic, you might find some bones. Some more bones.
You know what kind of bones they were?
Dog bones?
I don't. I guess her neighbor was talking to her or something. I think it's probably deer bones, but she said it was a cow bones. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Moo, cow
I don't
bones.
know who would keep cow bones in a garage. I don't know.
The leg bones connected to the cow bone. Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, since you're talking about the attic up here, I gotta tell you about, you mentioned when we spoke to Aubrey on Friday that
this
what
person.
was
You're listening to Cannonball Kelly. 今のキャノンボールケリーを今お聞きしています。ご覧く
that
ださ
person.
い。
Yes. Anyways, go ahead.
you mentioned, well, I don't know if you mentioned it. Oh yeah, you did mention about some of the nighttime late night hosts, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, are doing their shows from their house, right?
Yeah,
kind of like
that's
what
what-
we're doing here right now.
We've always done our show from the house.
Always. Well, I was
studio.
listening.
Home
I was
studio.
listening to a little bit of Howard Stern, and he was talking to a guy who was asking about, so how was the home show from these late night hosts? And he was rating their scenery in the background.
Oh, I've heard about
I think
this,
Jimmy
yeah.
Kimmel had a really nice fireplace, maybe, and some books,
Right.
or something. And they graded it also on quality of internet, like if the guest was on a screen and it was choppy, right? Choppy.
Let's hope they don't grade this one, because from your camera angle, they'll be like,
Yeah, CBK is down.
thumbs
Down.
down.
Who in the blazes wants to see that? Who wants
Yeah.
to see that, right?
But look at this cool stuff. I look like I'm I'm at Fox Studios or
I know.
whatever behind me. I got the control room, that's back there with all the see all those screens back there, like it's like really important or something. So I'd be a little different than you.
Yeah, yours is awesome, and it's very impressive, and yeah, you could put whatever scenery you want, which is cool, because there's no green screen back here. No green screen.
How about see, there's a football field. How about we go here? Let's go to the city. We're gonna go. How about Chicago? We got
Downtown.
Chicago in the background. Look how boom, 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 boom. Look how quick that is. And we're back in the control room.
Oh, so fast! How'd
So
you do that?
fast.
Is that
So
magic?
fast. It's magic.
Radio magic. Radio.
Yeah, radio, television, whatever it might be. So CBK.
So I have a question about the camera angle.
Hang on. Before that, I interrupted you. How did you do the head thing, man? How did you do that?
Oh yeah, sorry. So with she's basically trying to get rid of these 8-foot long trees, and I've already done one. I've already destroyed one. Sizes of wood to be used for firewood or whatever, right?
Ooh, I'm experiencing high.
Are you there?
Let's see, I'm getting. You are experiencing high pack loss. Receive video loss, 81.58%. Alert! 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 Because the internet is just crazy busy on Sunday nights because everybody's watching the live premiere of 90 Day Fiancé. They're probably streaming it now. I know somebody upstairs is streaming it now. They got to see it, so everybody in the world has to see this 90 Day Fiancé, which is causing the internet to crash. It's crashing down on itself, including CBK. So he's like, he's like in slow motion, and now he froze. His face froze right on it, and it shows a little squiggly lines of, I'm thinking hard because I'm a computer and I don't know what to do when the internet freezes up. I just think. I make it sound like or look like that I'm doing something, but I'm really not because I've lost the internet. All right, CBK, do you think I've filled in enough? I should, let me, I don't have, do I have that one? Oh, no, I don't. Experiencing technical difficulties. Man, I had that one. I do have this one, though. I was wondering what this one was. It said, where was it? CBK Montage.
We bring you the greatest hits of all time. 7 decades of music.
Oh, yeah.
We probably can't play that because there was a little bit of clips of music
It's
on it.
CBKRadioland.com.
I better turn it off. Because they might come after us. They might. But this guy was cool. Uh-oh. It's not playing.
Hi, this is Rodney
Yeah,
Sullivan,
that was cool.
and you're
That
listening
was
to
cool.
Tim Kuda and Cannonball Kelly on CBKRadioland.com.
This is your favorite music
Oh,
playing
man.
on CBKRadioland.com.
Your face,
here.
So keep tuning in. We got more for you, too.
That was like what we would go to commercial break on. All right, I think we've reestablished an internet connection after the technical difficulties. So CBK was, he's frozen again. Oh, this is a great show. Great radio and video, folks. Let me tell you, 100%. You can't miss a moment of this because you're just going to hear sounders, from well, let's see. This one, who is this one?
CBK Radioland with Cannonball Kelly and Tim Kuda at CBKRadioland.com.
There you go. The voiceover chick. That's a good one. All right, you back? Let's see. Let's see if we've reestablished
I went to high
connection.
school with her.
All right, CBK, are
Hello.
you back?
I never laughed,
You never laughed. I know, but the computer made the thing is
but I don't hear you.
freezing up. Oh, we might have to end this because we're just not getting the internet today. The internet isn't helping us out today. And I should edit this out, but I'm too lazy.
You could
So-
could you do the MP?
Well, I could do this.
American Hit List.
I'm MG Kelly, and they
Could
say
you
I'm
edit-
CBK's radio idol. I had no idea, but it's kind of cool, though, I got to tell you. He's still playing the hits at CBKRadioland.com.
He's not playing the
Come
hits
on,
anymore.
Cannonball, do it.
Machine Gun Kelly's lying. He's not playing the hits anymore. We're off the air. Sorry. We're off the air. What's this one, though?
Hi, this is Austin in Central
Oh,
Indiana,
Austin.
and you are listening to the best music variety right here on CBKRadioland.com, your home for Cannonball Kelly and much more.
Much more. We're at the much more part. Well, CBK too, because we're not just getting, I just keep getting this frozen screen. Man, if anybody was watching on YouTube, they just decided to turn it off. They go, we're going to go watch CNN now. We'd rather watch CNN. CNN is more entertaining than these two guys. The guy in the red zip-up, Under Armour zip-up, and then the frozen glass guy who's wearing, his head and his forehead and his glasses are just frozen. Can't even hear him. It's like, we're trying to have an interview, trying to have a conversation here, and it just freezes. All right, let's. We're still trying to find out why CBK got the bump on his head and what his aunt wanted him to do. All right, I think we've reestablished a connection, perhaps. CBK, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to cross my fingers that this is going to work now. Go for it.
All right, so basically, hello, welcome back. I was cutting today with a chainsaw, and I didn't cut my fingers off. I didn't cut this with a chainsaw. I a little stick, and it was in the way, so I chucked it. Well, guess I didn't. My aim is not that good, so I'm not a football back throwing grass. It hits another tree, and it bounces my forehead, which I have not had a cut on my forehead in 20 years.
All right, let me see if I can. It was kind of broken up, but I think I got the gist
Is
of
it still frozen?
See, well, you were kind of in and out. You know, that the computer thing that you used to have on your show all the time. So here's what I believe what was said. So I'm going to interpret the computer voice of CBK right now. We're going to make an interpretation. CBK was cutting wood. He was out in the backyard cutting wood, and he had a chainsaw cutting trees and branches and all this, and all of a sudden a branch went flying across the yard. Amazingly, it hits another branch and bounces back and hits him in the head and gets this big gash on his head, and it's blood gushing everywhere, and he's got to put a compact on it and, you know, keep it above your heart, even though your head's always above your heart, but head seemed to just push out blood, and blood splattering over everywhere. And they think it's like Chainsaw Massacre. So they run in, they call the paramedics. The paramedics come. They come and they get out the paddles because they think CBK's dead, but he's really not. He's just bleeding from the head. And they clear, you know, like an emergency, like Rampart, you know, like Emergency 51. You know, John Gage, Roy DeSoto, they show up. They come out of retirement just to come and save CBK. They run down the grass and they get out their paddles and they call Rampart on the phone. Remember they used to do that? I don't know if they watch it. They call Rampart on the phone and they say, give him 10 cc's of lidocaine. And they flip it off. You know how they do it out there. They look real cool, like they know what they're doing. They get them, or now all of a sudden they get the paddles and they say clear, boom, and then they give him a shock. And after the shock, CBK's like, why'd you guys do that? I got a little cut on my head. Is that about right? Did I nail it? And he's
that
gone.
was a great story, TK. That was awesome for the movies.
Oh, I know. And we're getting this red alert. You're experiencing. So it's funny because I know it's got to, and I'm not trying to blame CBK. I would never blame CBK, but I know it's on his end because we're streaming live and we haven't had any interruptions on the stream. So if my internet sucked, we'd see a big alert on our side saying your internet sucks, your stream isn't going out. But our stream's going out, so people are seeing like I said, my red little Under Armour thing, and I'm uninterrupted.
Yeah.
When I see CBK over here, they just keep seeing these little balls and little things like, hey, we're trying to reconnect and establish. So, and then when I ask, I go, CBK, it's your turn, and then it's crickets, cricket, dead silence. Because he does hear me, but I think he hears me like 38 and a half seconds later. And then he goes, oh, yeah, I got to talk now. And then he talks, and then it's like, all right. So, anyways, the branch hits your head. No Rampart, no Emergency 51, any of that garbage. But you're doing okay. It looks like you're doing okay. Yeah, I get the thumbs up. All right, that's all I can see. I got the thumbs up. I don't hear any audio. Oh, I feel like Jonathan Brammeyer yesterday when he were testing, and the internet just sucked. Now I could tell CBK to hang up and call the hotline, and come in on the hotline, and then that way we just have him on the phone. But I don't know. I mean, I'm showing the hotline right now. If anybody can zoom in, they can just call in. If anybody was watching right now, I just pulled the hotline up. You can see it. I think you can see it on the broadcast. Let me see if you can see it on the Oh no, you can't. It's on my monitor. It's my other monitor. I can see the call-in line. Oh, CBK is now changed his angle. Maybe he figures a different place for the phone might help the internet. Okay, there he is. Slow motion. All right, CBK, I'm going to turn it over to you.
It won't work.
Oh, I can hear you now. Maybe it's working now.
What? You can hear me?
I can hear you. You still got the computer.
Hi.
The computer voice. All right, let's. We're gonna have to go Aubrey Madison here. So Aubrey was on with us. Aubrey was on with us the other day, and it was great to have her on. It was nice that she took some time out of her being quarantined, and that's just what happens when in this time that we're all being quarantined and we're all having to try to figure out ways to keep ourselves occupied. I'm actually going to work my job. I am an essential employee. I'll just leave it at that. And I get to go to work, and I went to work today, and it was, you're trying to keep that social distance. And so it's one of those where you go, all right, is social distancing, is it actually working? And you just kind of wonder if we're still all just going to get this stuff, and does it matter if we get it or not? So what I'm doing, I'm stalling. And this is called, the radio business is called stalling. So what I just did is I texted CBK a phone number with a PIN, so that way he can access it via the phone, since his internet doesn't seem to be working, and we can actually hear his voice instead of and then I can just pull this up. So that's the other thing. What I can do is I can just let me get to the right screen here. So if I go to this one, I think I can pull up his mug. I think I can do that let's see where I want here. Can I do that? No, I might lose me. I don't want to lose me, but I might want to grab him. So let's see what we can do here. He's asking me, do you want me to call in? Yes, call in, CBK, because this ain't working. Let me tell you, this ain't working the way we want it to work. So, all right, there we go. Maybe he left the building here. All right, I'm moving around. Okay, there's a CBK picture. I don't know why it shows him like cut off. But we can fix that. You can look at my ugly mug here for a second as I fix this, and hopefully CBK will call us here in a moment. All right, how about it? All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, here we go. Now there's CBK. So it's not now there's CBK, and he's like, yes. Let's get CBK to call in here, and hopefully we can resume this wonderful radio TV conversation, or maybe not. We'll see what happens. Anyways, we had Aubrey on. She's great, and I could play all these cool little sounders. I mean, we got this Rodney. Oh, this would be a good one. Stick around. CBK, Cannonball Kelly's coming right back with more fun and the crazy right here at CBKRadioland.com. That voice sounds familiar. Definitely the crazy. Definitely the crazy. What other fun ones do we have here?
This is CBKRadioland.com, the internet's finest.
Yeah, it was the internet's finest. All right, there we go. CBK, hey. Are you on?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, we can hear you now. Thank goodness. We've just had 23 minutes of radio history. I am sending this broadcast over to the National Radio History Museum so they can put it in their archives as one of the best top 23 minutes in the history of podcasting and radio and streaming on YouTube. This needs to go into YouTube Hall of Fame right now. We need to get it over there right this second. But I think we finally got CBK. At least we got voice. We don't have his. I got your pick up here. As I try to be kind of hip like the kids. I got your pick, man. I got your pick. So people can see what you kind of look like. They already kind of did. But now you're on the phone, so at least we got this connection established. So CBK, you were telling us, getting back, you were telling us about the bump on your head. So I think I kind of gave the story about, it might have embellished just a little bit, but how are you feeling?
Yeah. I am super duper fine.
Super duper. Well, that's good. So you mentioned, now that we're 24 minutes into the greatest broadcast ever, you mentioned that you had some stuff. You had some stuff, some topics. We want to be topical here. We don't want to just ramble on. Even though rambling sometimes, people have turned this off hours ago or minutes ago or never even turned it on to begin with. But CBK, what did you have? What do you got?
Well, I was like, we kind of started talking about it. We're talking about the scenery, right? Your scenery, my scenery. Of course, where I'm sitting in this particular space there's a bed right where the camera is. So that's kind of, the camera's sitting on the bed, and it's not the best angle as you've seen from these videos, or as I've seen. You get to see up my nostrils, you know what I'm saying? Good thing I clean my nostrils every day, especially with the COVID-19, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's a weird location because I'm staying in a room is what I'm doing basically. But to do the audio, I don't want to bother my aunt because she reads a ton. She's a reader like crazy. So I just come up here and then I do this. Normally I'd have a studio, which is we already know it's established that it's in a storage, which I'm paying monthly, just so you know.
Okay, you're paying monthly for that storage, that studio storage. You're paying monthly for it, yes.
Yeah, because I have a couch in there, and I have a dresser, and, you know, where I used to live in the JC, the Junction City, man, where I was kind of kicked out of some of that. Anyway, another place. But, yeah, so, well, I guess you could say that.
Did your house burn down or something? Did it you know, why,
no. Didn't burn. No, it didn't burn down.
Okay. Anyway, so you were saying, I didn't mean to interrupt. You can continue.
So the camera, where the camera is a weird angle. There's she has a bunch of romance novels and various books behind me. You've seen those as well. And then that angle today, because I had to charge the phone, and I think a couple episodes ago, maybe the second one, it was a really bad angle because I was trying to put the phone in, plug it in, and it was kind of sideways.
Your angle wasn't very good on this episode, but it doesn't matter because neither was your voice. At least the last one. Who cares about the angle? We can hear you, but yeah, you're right. It's just kind of. And I know you're not a big fan. I know you're not a big fan of the video. You know, that's just what we do. I mean, it's like all this cross promotion stuff. You got to get it out there. You got to get it on YouTube. You got to get it. You know, you got to get it there.
I was thinking about that. Because all these, even voiceover work people, they're not even doing demo. Yo, let's hear your demo, CBK. Okay, let me email it to you. Great. Oh, it sounds beautiful. But you know what? Where's your footage? So now these voiceover demos are video demos with your voice on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, it's just you're out there. You're in front of your mic like this. You get up. I don't have the little screen like everybody else does. I try not to pop my P's. Got pop. I try not to.
Oh, you don't have a pop screen?
I don't have that pop screen. I need to get one. I'll look a little bit more professional. But they'll get up and say,
"Hey, do me a favor. Play a sounder. I want to see what it sounds like over the phone." TK.
Okay. All right. Here's my. Well, here. How about this one?
The coolest station online.
Yeah.
That's us.
This is CBKRadioland.com.
That guy said we were the coolest station online. I found that one. I put that one together. I put a lot of these together.
Yeah, that was the first one you did, and I love those. Man, that sounds good. It's a stereo in the phone, TK. It sounds like, whoa, awesome.
Well, there you go. I mean, yeah. So that's what we try to do here. How about this? Now let's get back to more Cannonball Kelly right here at CBKRadioland.com. There, back to more Cannonball Kelly. We need more. We need more CBK because we didn't have enough CBK because CBK was kind of hiding, or the computer was not, the internet was not allowing CBK to flourish.
I think it's us. There's so many trees. We're kind of in the. I'm not even in the city. I'm like on the outskirts of the city of Snohomish. It's crazy where we live here.
Right. It's crazy. You're out in the countries of Washington State.
The woods.
The woodlands. The woodlands. But you kind of like it out there. You've told me in the past that you wanted to be at one point in your life a park ranger, or work out in the state parks or the national parks. So you probably feel somewhat at home, right?
Well, a little bit. My aunt was talking to me about that, about where's my ideal place. Of course, my ideal place, if I wanted to, TK, I could right now move my whole freaking life and go. Guess where I could go if I wanted, if I could even think about affording it.
Oh, L.A., Los Angeles.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that route. Maybe. I mean, perhaps that's a close second. But really, if I really wanted to do it well and do it right and live near an ocean, I would
Francisco?
choose.
I don't know.
That's a good choice.
San Diego?
Hawaii, man, Hawaii.
Hawaii. That's a great. You know what? Let me tell you about Hawaii. Okay, I'm glad you brought up Hawaii. I've been wanting to talk about Hawaii for a while now because Hawaii is where you were. You had some of your best years. You were in Hawaii. You were on the radio. You were cooking for an admiral. You met Jim Neighbors. I mean, come on. Who gets to not? How is that? And you get to meet Jim Neighbors. I mean, geez, that's like the highlight of most people's lives. He's dead now, so it doesn't really matter. Nobody will get to meet Jim Neighbors now, but you can say you met Jim Neighbors, and you also were on stage with Peter Noon and Hermit's Hermits, and then a couple others. So you got all this cool memories from Hawaii. So to salute CBK, I did this for you, CBK. And because of the quarantine,
you got Jay Stone's voice in there, TK. You got Jay Stone's voice.
Jay Stone. I don't know if I got.
And now, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, do I have that one? Oh, I don't know if I've got that one.
That would be cool.
I probably have it somewhere.
I think I talked about him.
I got this guy.
When they fired.
Hi, I'm Dick Bartley, the Oldies Countdown guy from American Gold, and the next voice you hear will be that of Cannonball Kelly.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
It's so cool to hear. Yeah, I do. I have some pretty good memories. I really should write a book, man. I think. You think?
Maybe you could write a book, or we can just talk about it here. And then it's on tape or recorded. I said tape the other day with Aubrey Madison. It's like dating myself. We're gonna put this on tape. But what I was gonna say, my salute to CBK during this quarantine when I have nothing better to do. I am watching the entire 8 seasons, or no, however many, of Magnum P.I. I am on through season 1.
Oh, wow.
On my way to season 2. And let me tell you, Magnum P.I., like I remember when I was a kid, Magnum P.I. was cool. And I liked that show. And I mean, I was a cakey, not a baby cakey, but a medium cakey. And I was watching that show, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. CBK, let me tell you, TV shows from the 80s and the 70s that used to be cool, that we used to think are cool, if you watch them nowadays, not so much. They're pretty dang cheesy. And Tom Selleck, who I like, who has the same birthday as me, so and if I had a mustache and had a little bit more hair, I might look like him just a tad. He was like this cool dude, Magnum P.I. I'm enjoying watching him, but I'm almost enjoying it like in the funny, weird way. Like, it's like it's like a car wreck. I got to watch this stuff because it's so cheesy. It's actually good. But I'm seeing all the Hawaii, all the old shots from the 80s from Hawaii and stuff. And every time I'm like, CBK was there, man. CBK was on the radio. And I get it wrong. I said KGMZ or it's KMGZ. I think I got him wrong. In Hawaii. And you were on for how long? You were on for like 2 years, right?
Oh, I think it was more than that. 1998, I flew into Honolulu, man, and then I left about 2 grand too because I wound up going to Utah at that point. But it's so cool because I gotta say this real quick. My brother, who used to live there after I lived there, and then I left and he moved over there. It was pretty weird. But I was just talking about this the other night too, man. And if you really want to tribute to CBK with the great music, dun 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 dun, Cannonball. No. Great memories, great radio station. Bart Da Silva, I just talked to him. His daughter's going to UW over here. I just found that out today. But Bart's over there, John K. Aloha, Jay Stone, who we all know died when he got fired. They fired Tom Moffat, the radio guy from Honolulu, right? Well, he was from Detroit, Michigan, and he comes to Hawaii. He brought radio to Hawaii. He brought the Big E to Hawaii with Colonel Tom Parker and all that. That's crazy, right? But anyway, if you want to talk about a couple of things, 15 minutes of fame. You know what that is, right?
Yes, I've heard. Yeah, I have yet to have mine, or maybe it passed me and I didn't even realize it. Maybe it happened on the ship when I was doing the Steel Beach picnic. I don't know. But anyways, 15 minutes of fame. Your
I think
15
when
minutes
Johnny
of
B
fame.
said your name, that was probably your 15 minutes, I think.
Say that again?
When Johnny B says your name on a
Johnny
ship,
B.
I think that was...
Yeah, and that's the funny thing. So I know I want to hear your 15 minutes of fame, but it's funny. Like I said, Jonathan Brandmeier is back on. He's streaming. Within, we have been doing this for 10 years. Within 10 seconds, he had 50,000 listeners or 50,000 likes on Facebook. So we're just not in his league. He was entered in the National Radio Hall of Fame 2 years ago. So he's a little bit above us, just a little bit. But anyways, I find it funny. People are calling in. So he's been on the air in like 3 years. And he's got, he's just doing it from his house. He's got his longtime sidekick with him. And then he also has, he's in a studio, but he doesn't have, call screeners, but he's got a number. So he just brings people on the air just because it doesn't matter if they swear or anything because it's streaming. But,
right.
So he's just bringing them on the air, and the people, this cracks me up.
B, what's up?
Exactly. But this what cracks me up, is that people are like, I want to call in and say, hey, Johnny B, remember that time you did that promo, that ID for me back in 1995?
95.
And he does bits.
Yeah, you should do that.
I mean, how many bits do you think a guy like that did in a day, let alone how many bits he did in a 20, 30, 40-year career? So people are calling in. This is great. And I was getting a kick out of it because they're like, hey, Johnny B, this is a wacko dude from I was at Poplar Creek in 1989, and I jumped on stage and we were rocking together, and you said a shout out to my brother. Do you remember that, man? And he's like, sure. Or then somebody else would call in and goes, hey, man, I was back in 98. I was at the Loop, and I was out there, and I won the contest for the loudest voice on the radio call-in show. Do you remember? It's Bobby. It's Bobby Walters. Don't you remember that, Johnny B? No. I think it's hilarious. I'm sure there are certain bits, like you're going to talk about your 15 minutes of fame. I'm sure there are certain bits that he really remembers because they were crazy or something weird happened, but he's not going to remember, some random dude or dudette or whatever that he gave a prize to back in the summer of 96. It's so crazy. I want to call up and say, hey, Johnny B, and say, remember that time, we were out fishing on the boat, and it was you and I, and we were out in the middle of Lake Michigan, and we were trying to catch some salmon, and he'd be like, what the? But that's what it'd be like. I'm like, you don't remember, do you? You don't remember? You don't remember me, man? It's but it's so ridiculous that people call in, and I mean they're all excited, which is cool to talk to this guy because and it's mostly old people like us or me, who grew up with them, and they call in and they're like, oh, it's so nostalgic and this is so awesome. But it's just two guys. It's him and his psychic talk. It's no different than you and I. I was talking to my wife about this. It's no different than you and I talking. It's just that people listen to that and people don't listen to this. It's the same talk, though. We're talking the same anything. So I digressed for a few minutes there. But CBK, I want you to talk about your 15 minutes of fame, please. I apologize. Because I want to remember that.
Well, it's not that. Yeah, I think all radio guys, Machine Gun Kelly, Charlie Tuna, Charlie Brown up here in Seattle, and the KJRFM thing. My ringtone is their jingle. I don't know what it is. I've just been fascinated. I've loved the radio thing. Pat Cashman, Tom Likas out of L.A. I think Brandmeier he either did a stint in L.A. at some point, because I was riding a train. I guess this was when I was in the military, probably in San Diego.
Hey,
and I was on the train going up to see.
Is this the one you wanted me to play? No, it's not that one. I know which one you play. No, it's not that one. I know which one. I know which one you want me to play, but I don't know if I have it in. I have it in the other. Let me see if I can find it. But anyways, you were on the train. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, and I used to listen to Likas and these guys in L.A. and I thought I love those computer sounds.
Tom Likas, I remember.
Are you there?
I remember Tom Likas.
Oh yeah, he used to do ask Kevin Connolly, because he and I used to listen to him. He'd come to these bars in Seattle and do these live remotes. I think it was every once a month and on a Friday. Anyway.
Yeah, you're hearing. I'm trying to get that sounder, so it's doing all the computer stuff. But anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, I was on the train. I just remember listening to Brian Meyer on 97.1. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, that was in L.A. He was on in L.A. for a period of time. Actually, probably a period of time when you were still there. He was on in L.A. He was on 97.1, or what was it? It was not. It's 97.1 The Drive here, but it was. I know what station it was. Oh man, but anyways, you used to listen to him on the train.
Anyway, I'm getting way off subject, but I just, like I said, I'm grateful to all the radio guys. Yeah, they spend many a time doing these bits, and that's what we were trying to do, because I was cool in Hawaii, like we were talking about. But I remember when I was, later on I left Hawaii. I'll get back to my 15 minutes, but my brother, who's gone beyond, we did a show, because I went to Hawaii 2 years ago when he went beyond to meet his people and whatever over there. But before that, I remember him calling me. I think I was in Utah. He's like, "Hey, Cannonball, I'm in a bar on the Big Island. I got to tell you I got some guys with me, and they don't believe it. Cannonball Kelly's my brother." And so, sure enough, lo and behold, I'm like, "Hey, how's he brother? It's Cannonball from KGMZ, Hawaii,
hey,
Oldies, 107 point." That
was awesome because you were able to say that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I found that really cool. That out of the weird relationship me and my brother had as kids and growing up. And
well, here I found a couple. I found a couple of good ones. Here you go.
It's Cuda all day. While the ship's at play, Cuda rocks away. KRUZ 94.1 FM. Hey Saddam, how'd you like a missile up your ass? Cuda delivers on the Big Abe Lincoln, the rock of the ocean.
I should play that for him. Then, hey, see, I told you did that. I should do that. That'd be so funny. Here, how about this one?
Yeah, what do you want? Don't eat the microphone! Don't eat the microphone! Ow, ow, ow!
All right, what else we got? I think this is the one you wanted. Oh, no, I didn't have I just had the horns. I didn't have, and now.
Oh, you didn't have James' voice in there?
I have him somewhere. I can find him. Here we go.
This is School Bus Story Time with Cannonball Kelly.
We're crazy.
That's Megan. That's Megan from a long time ago.
And that was River the Radio guy from a long time ago.
Both my kids. And now this is the younger one.
You're crazy.
That's Molly, who's 14 now.
The first AFRTS station to have fully functioning 8 tracks.
94.1 AFRTS.
Wow. Remember all that stuff?
Man, we could go back and talk about that craziness.
Yeah.
I still need to get an interview with Jim Fox. I never even got to that point.
I told you,
I
talked to him on the phone.
Yeah, you talked to him. He's the computer radio something guy, right, or something.
Yeah. He was cool. He said if we wanted more stuff from him. So, but your days in Hawaii. I mean, and I know you've told the story before. You have told the story about being on stage in this huge arena and just being up there and introducing
Blaisdell.
Yeah. Hey, we didn't even talk about it. You know, Bill Weathers died?
Yes, I saw that the other day, man. Dang.
Yeah, I mean.
Lean on me, man.
Yeah. Wow, I got all this stuff.
This is Scotty G from 104.3 KSOP, the Cowboy. Shout out to my buddy, Cannonball Kelly.
The Cowboy, man. Scotty G. Oh.
Scotty G, man. I'm still friends with
Welcome,
that
ladies
guy.
and gentlemen. This is Ashton time.
Hello, people
Sounds a
of
little
the
different
world. You can find your luckiest words in your own trash can. Please don't advise to eat it or throw it away. Bye.
This has been Ashton time on CBKRadioland.com.
Yeah. So.
Oh, he's gonna love that.
Yeah, I
He's gonna
bet
love
you.
hearing
Oh yeah, because you said he watches sometimes. There you go. There you go, Ashton. That's from
wow.
Where I go. Here we go.
Hey, that's AM and the PM. AM and the PM.
Remember this one? You would play this all the time.
We're number one. We're
Oh my
number
God.
one.
Oh, and here's Edie.
I'm Edie Zhao from China, and I'm listening to Cannonball Kelly on CBKRadioland.com.
There you go.
Edie.
And then
I bet she's really sad because what's his face? That basketball player went beyond. She loved that guy.
Really?
Kobe Bryant, man. She loved. She had
Kobe Bryant.
She had pictures on. She loved that guy.
Ah. Oh
Wow.
man, I got all this stuff. I got some of like the raw stuff too. Like I've got this. This is All right, let's try this one.
I'm not picturing that music. That music sounds weird, man.
Kind of tunes here with you. Rolling right now. Good evening to you on a Sunday evening. Where was I this morning? I know you were out there wondering, where's the Beatles, huh? Oh, man, no thanks. No thanks to the MPMTT or whatever those people are. That's right, reactor guys. That's what I've been doing. And so I'm going to continue doing. I got to stop doing that. You hear what I just did? If you were listening closely, you're a little closer. Get a little closer.
How about that? There you go. That was a young CBK.
Man, it's really weird to hear. It's really weird to hear my voice like that.
How about
it sounds
this one?
weird.
Cannonball Kelly here, CBK. That's right. You probably know me from Cannonball Kelly's CBK Radioland. Also, you may have heard me from KRUZ-FM 94.1, USS Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that's the one where I say you need to be able to find a job, man. You can't hold a job in radio. You got to hear it.
Yeah, because I was a truck driver and something else, right?
This is a little. This is Green Onions.
Oldies 107.9. Don't forget Uncle Tom's back tomorrow morning. He'll give you a beautiful morning. You could win a grand.
It's a beautiful. I think I'll go out.
Probably gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, you can get in trouble, dude.
What time is it? Does anybody really know what time it is? What time is it? I didn't notice what time it was.
24/7. The beat goes on as the beat goes back. Oldies Radio 107.9.
CCR.
More music. Oldies 107.9.
Lots of cool stuff
You better
there, huh?
stop that.
What was that
You
now?
better stop that, man. You better stop that.
I know. I better stop it. I'm gonna get in trouble. Who's this one?
Cannonball Kelly on CBKRadioland.com.
Ron Anderson.
Oh, I remember asking. I think I paid money for
All
that.
right, are you ready, Cannonball?
Okay.
Cannonball Kelly, take 3. And action.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
This week in
That's
rock
Terry
and roll
Daniel,
history
man.
on CBKRadioland.com.
Wow.
In 1950.
That's an old rock and roll history. This is crazy, man. It's like this is your life, right? There you go.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
This is the show. This is the show. Cannonball Kelly.
Wow.
You had all those. See, I've got all this stuff. Pretty crazy, huh? That I got all
Wow.
this stuff still.
I haven't heard that in forever, man. But yeah, we can still use some of it, man, for our new podcast, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe we can. But lots of CBK. I mean, I got the shows too. Like I got, I started playing some of the old shows too that we had back.
You mean on if you go to YouTube and just type in either I don't know if it's MIBT. No. I think maybe just your name, Tim Kuda.
Right.
You just the old baseball shows come up that
right,
that
they
we
do.
did or you did.
No, they sure do. What's this one?
The new and improved CBK Radioland
really.
is here right now.
Not really.
Oh yeah, this is new. This is new, and this is improved.
This is improved. Oh, all right. Well, so there's a
We're
lot of
using
that. So,
cameras now.
So I mean, like this one, you got the Peter Noon one we talked about.
Hello, this is Peter Noon. Herman from Herman Service, and here's Cannonball Kelly on Oldies Radio 107.9. There's a kind of hush.
Oh, better turn that off. Sleigh bells, just sleigh bells.
Bloody lucky me.
Who's that guy?
I was told.
Oh, that's
Sounds
weird
like,
to hear him too.
Sounds like the Colonel. We got to get the Colonel back. You said the Colonel's dead, so.
I'm
all right,
sure.
this has been.
It's been over 10 years, man.
I know this has been absolutely great radio. Let me tell you. I got to tell you, this podcast is number one. But
we're number one. Remember?
Exactly, we're number one. All right, CBK. Unfortunately, I got to shut this down because I got to get up at 4:40 in the morning. But it's been fun and exciting, and I want to kind of hopefully get back into this again as we continue to quarantine. Now, I know CBK is working the night shift all week, so maybe hopefully we'll be able to hook up later in the week. I don't know about Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, but maybe Thursday. Maybe we'll do a Thursday night show. Maybe I'll be on the CBK. What's new with CBK, potentially? We'll have to see.
Yeah,
Why
don't you get that app, get that Anchor app, and let's see if we can test it, because I've yet to test it with anybody.
Yeah.
Because Ann's too busy. I haven't heard from Texas. Kevin Conley was willing, but he's got the keys, and they kind of scream a lot. you know
what's wrong with that? So, anyways, we're gonna shut this down. So I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
Well, I can't wait to listen, because it's always a pleasure to talk to you, man.
It's a pleasure to talk to you, and I can't believe you can't wait to listen to this. This is I'm afraid to listen to what this is all about, but. A lot of me talking about you spinning in circles. So, all right, I got to go. CBK's got to go. Well, at least I got to go. So for CBK, I'm TK, Tim Kuda. On CBKRadioland.com. Catch us next time podcast. You can always subscribe. You can hit the subscribe button here right on the YouTube page. If you're watching that, you can go check us out, see what we look like, or at least what I look like, or a picture of CBK. You can also check out the podcast. It's on iTunes or anywhere that you get your podcast. So thanks for listening, TK, for CBK. We'll catch you next time right here at CBKRadioland.com. So long. Bye-bye.